let's have a look at the difference between the validation mindset and the valid mindset. It is a work in progress, but I've tested some of those concepts already, checked with the literature, and I'm hoping to hear some of your feedback as well and insight to the model. The starting point is that for validation mindset, the starting point is that you thinking that I am not good as I am. And it's not even so from the imposter syndrome point of view. It's something more external. Like I'm starting from thinking as I am, even if I feel like I'm good enough, I don't think what I represent or how I present myself or who I am or how I am, that it's good for others. So it may be similar to imposter syndrome. It may be similar to the concept of good enough, but it's more external, I believe. And the valid mindset is taking that almost bold statement. I mean, it depends how you look at that. For some, it may not be bold, but taking that statement, I'm good as I am. And I should be good as I am to others as well. Or maybe I'm not even thinking about others in that context, in that sense. My starting point is I'm good as I am. And what are the difference in our and how we come across at work? In the validation mindset, it's all about conformity. It's about fitting in. And versus the valid mindset, it's about innovation. It's about finding solution and accepting that you may not fit in as such. It's not even a consideration. It's the focus isn't on fitting in. The focus is on progressing. Seeking approval for validation mindset, very I think it's quite apparent. For valid mindset, it's about seeking progress. And if I seek approval for the progress. I'm not seeking approval for me as me. Next one, validation, playing it safe versus feeling safe to play. And when I say feeling safe to play, I mean experimenting, trying, going out of the comfort zone, all those good things. I feel safe to play. I feel safe to experiment. Later, I pose a question about the environment. Do I feel safe because of the environment, and do I feel safe because of me? But I'm parking that thought for now. The bottom line is, it's not about playing it safe, it's about feeling safe to play. The next one is difference is experienced as a threat. So if I know that I'm different, I feel that this this is my threat. This is something that I have to take care of. This is something I have to protect myself. Or this is something that I know I'm very vulnerable with, and I'm gonna put the guards on. I'm gonna be very protective. On the other hand, with the valid mindset, difference is experienced as an opportunity. So as an individual, you may be thinking about, okay, I'm different. How can I transfer this difference to make it valid to me and to those around me? If you're a manager, again, going to that question about the environment and the individual, if as a manager you may see a difference about what's different about this employee, how can I help them make that difference valid to them and to the organization. Next, validation mindset. That links to the previous one, masking, eliminating differences. That's the aim, that's the focus, that's supposed to be the focus sign. Or the goal and the target. Like lots of energy is being put into protecting yourself, into putting the guards on, into masking the differences. And this is actually a well-researched topic, and there's a concept, for example, of emotional tax that we have to pay when we find ourselves in that state of masking, pretending, fitting in. Versus using differences is my aim, or actually a mean to an aim, I guess, mean to an aim. Meaning, I know I'm different. I know, like, for example, I'm going to give you a very simple example. If with those two mindsets, I may be over focusing on my English and my accent, maybe my threat, and I have to put lots of effort into trying to improve my English and my pronunciation and make sure that every sentence is pronounced in a very good way. versus, okay, I know I speak with a foreign language. English is not my first language. I will try to work on it as I go, but it's good enough to do what you do. Let's focus on the value I want to give through my language. So, and my difference may be as well that I can connect with more people for whom English is not the first language either, for example. So I'm not obsessing on that difference. I'm trying to see how I can overcome it, if that's a real challenge, or how I can use my strengths and put the effort there and focus rather than masking. And finally, the validation mindset, progress despite difference versus valid mindset, progress because of the difference. It all links together. I'm parking for today the question about the environment, but I want to add in here below, maybe in the next video or one of the next videos, what kind of environment supports the valid mindset and what kind of environment supports the validation mindset, from the management side, the incentives, the goal setting, performance reviews, and so on. I think it does link to concept of the fixed mindset and the growth mindset in many ways, but it's so I think it's pretty clear that the valid mindset is more in line with the growth mindset, and the validation mindset is more in growth with the fixed mindset. But I think the perspectives and angles I wanted to use that model for is to show the relationship between internal view of the world, if you'd like, or view of yourself in the workplaces, and versus external. So I can still have a growth mindset, but have the validation mindset. I still can be feeling the need of conforming, fitting in, seeking approval and stuff like that. So there's more to it. Bear with me as I'm developing the concepts and putting this all together. But I'm thinking that this model already could give you some valuable insights if you are from minority point of view yourself, or if you're working with someone who may be from a diverse background, and you may be starting paying attention, are they more in that validation mindset or the valid mindset? Because the outcomes will be different. In my first year, I was definitely in the validation mindset. So I would, two things going for me were being having relocated to the UK, everything being new, the language and the fluency of it. And second, my ADHD. I had no clue about my ADHD until now. I have to start saying 2 years ago when I was diagnosed, but now I understand that the role wasn't for me, because there's lots of attention to detail, and there were repetitive, boring tasks that people with ADHD just don't do well with. and I would make so much effort in my head. How can I fit in? How can I prove it's okay for me to be in here? I remember we had, mind you, that was 2008. I don't know if that's a little bit different today, but in 2008, I would have quite a lot of phone calls, people asking me where we were based. And I would say, in Manchester. Okay, are you based in Manchester? Yes, I'm based in Manchester. But are you physically in Manchester? Yes, I'm physically sitting in a Manchester office right now. So people would question where I was from and where was my accent from. Quite a lot, actually. I do remember that, and I felt like it may have been just curiosity, but I took it quite personally. I was in my validation mindset and was like, okay, I'm not one of those customer services that have native speakers in, because some companies do advertise themselves as such, and I understand why. I'm a very understanding person, so I understand why they do it, but that impacted the way I definitely would not be making those kind of videos back then. So, I remember as well, I would be meeting with my colleagues, because I could see how much more efficient they were with processing the data or the invoices, and I would be asking them how they were doing that, so I could copy that. Like, I would literally want to copy the way they do it, and I wasn't definitely not playing it safe. Yeah, that was a learning experience, and I was but the environment was encouraging value mindset, because we had, first of all, the environment was like, the team was very international, or if we had British colleagues, they would have lived abroad themselves because they studied languages. So we were on the same understanding. We could understand our experiences very well, so that was super helpful. Then we had great managers. One of them actually is my best friend now. My then manager continues to be my best friend, and they were really trying to spice up our roles to make it interesting, that we would be champions for our own area. So I was looking at the data, because I don't like processing data, but I love analyzing data and make the sense out of them. So I would have tasks that would allow me to do it. So that was really that was giving the value to my work, for me and for others, and that was encouraging the valid mindset. And then when I moved to my next role in customer service, I think that was when I was making the transition between the validation mindset and the valid. I kind of accepted, okay, my English is how it is, my accent is how it is, it's okay, it's good as it is, I can understand, it's not that like, I can communicate, I can understand, I can express myself, it's fine. Like, stop obsessing about it, keep improving it, but don't obsess about that. And I was more open to stop looking about conformities, but more looking into how I can bring new value to my organization myself, how I can bring some new solutions. Essentially, I was job crafting. So there is a video I've done with Rob Baker from Tailored Thinking, a very practical video. We actually look at my then role in customer service, and we look how you can do job crafting exercise yourself. So I would encourage you to go ahead and have a look at that. So that's the validation versus valid mindset first revealed to the world. And I'm hoping you will find it useful. And if you have any experiences that resonate with you and with that that model, or if you would like to challenge me on that thinking, please do comment. I would really love to hear from you. Next, I'm going to talk about how to make the valid goals, and then I'm going to talk about the environment. I'm thinking, I don't know when yet, but this is what I've planned to talk about in the upcoming weeks or months. So thank you so much for listening. I wish you a healthy and happy new year with the valid mindset. Really, we'll need a lot of that in today's world, and start appreciate. And I hope you will be, and I hope you will find joys and appreciation in the little things that we can do every day. Something like smelling the ginger. I can finally smell the ginger, and I can't tell you how happy I am. I can do it and enjoy it. So happy, healthy new year, and see you next time. Thank you.